1999 spokesman on transport policy. In 2011, he transited to his current position, where he continues to play a key role in Berlin's evolution as a clean, green, and livable city. He is also a man of many parts. In addition to his work on transport and environment, he is active in a large number of organizations and associations, ranging from the German Cyclist Federation, German Red Cross, Animal Welfare Association of Berlin, Association to promote the Egyptian Museum in Berlin, and in his spare time, he tends his garden, he goes to bookstores to browse and relax, and also sings in a church choir. He is also vice president of the Berlin Association of Choirs. His desire is to travel and see cities of the world to get new ideas from them, a wish we hope is at least partially fulfilled today. Ladies and gentlemen, Secretary Gaebler.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, thank you very much, Victor, for the very warm welcome and introduction. I learned a lot about me and my history today again. Many thanks also to the organizers of this conference, Sophie Kunte and her outstanding team, and not least to Professor Tong, Secretary Wong and Under Secretary Lo of Hong Kong, I think the perfect hosts to this conference. The BAQ conference has become a landmark as the most important discussion forum among practitioners, administrators, politicians, and other stakeholders in Asia on all issues linked to air quality and climate change. So I bring you the best wishes from our government mayor, Klaus Wowereit, who is a strongly supportive but yet Berlin hasn't achieved the status of a real low-emission city. There's still a long way to go, as can be concluded from the existing gaps between the current situation and the following policy objectives set Europe-wide for air quality or by Berlin itself for climate change and noise. As an example, air pollution of particulate matter, PM10, and nitrogen oxide, NO2, still exceeds the legally binding air quality standards in the event of NO2 by a margin of up to 50%. Interestingly, not attainment of the limit values occurred foremost and monitoring sites with intense road traffic. This points to mobile sources as a main contributor, not only on air pollution, but also to harmful noise exposures. Also with regard to CO2 emissions, the transport sector lags well behind the progress achieved by the industrial domestic sector, which are largely on track towards reaching our aim of cutting until 2050 per capita emissions of CO2 emissions by half. So mobility is a fundamental right and has to be guaranteed by society, but it has to look for the needs of society and environment as well. Therefore, we try to make transport more healthy and to support the so-called environmental network. This is public transport, bike, and walking. Hence, during the next minutes are necessarily focused on mobile sources when presenting some examples of our suite of methods implemented in the past or planned in the future in order to bring Berlin closer to a low-emission city. Our approach is largely based on two pillars. Firstly, on controlling emissions at the source by applying best available technology in combination with cleaner fuels and enhanced energies of full efficiency. While I'll spend some time to present some promising examples, I won't talk much about economic instruments which have been introduced in Germany, such as discounts on fuel tax of natural gas, air pollution and climate change in Berlin. Cooperation and integration between planning processes is even more important, as technical measures alone will not be sufficient to meet all environment objectives. So city and transport planning should seriously recognize the need for supportive action to improve the environmental conditions in our cities. Improving these conditions, it is in turn an important preconditions to meet the usual city and traffic planning objectives. That is to make our city more livable when ensuring safe and cost-effective mobility for citizens and businesses. Another example for this, Berlin is a really green city, as was called in the beginning. We have a lot of street trees, not the trees in parks and forests, but lining the roads. About 450,000, I think this is a world record. And that's a great tradition in Berlin. And all people care really for them. In summer they give them water. If someone wants to cut down a tree, people are gathering around and say why, and it's not allowed, and we want to keep this tree here, and you have to explain them that you have to rebuild something, or the tree is not in good shape or something like this, and you have to replace this tree as well, of course. So we make a city tree campaign now to plant 10,000 new trees, and we think we will get this with donations from public, 50% by donations from the people and 50% from government. And this is a good example to take people in responsibility for their environment and to engage them as well in the plans we have together. An integrated policy approach also includes national and regional administrative and policy levels, which needs to help cities with an efficient framework of regulatory and economic means to ensure effective implementation of technical and planning measures by our city. This is more important as we'll have to deal with many challenges like a growing or aging population, and worse climate change, rising energy costs, uncertain economic development, and scarce financial resources. As these seem to be common problems in every metropolis, so it's only prudent to work closely together by learning from each other how to make our cities more attractive, livable, and diverse. Again, in an integrated way. I'm sure that the Better Air Quality Conference 2012 will serve in the coming days as an excellent platform for intensifying the mutual exchange of best and also less perfect practices towards a low-emission city. I do hope that after several days of fruitful discussions, we can continue that together and together with our people in our cities, perhaps at some time also in Berlin, where you all are cordially invited to. So many thanks for your attention and a good conference for the next weeks. Thank you very much.
Please give a round of applause to our panelists and to our keynote speaker as we move on to our next part of the program. Thank you. I'd like to now call on Mr. W.C. Mock, Assistant Director of the Air Policy Division of Hong Kong EPD, Mary Jane Ortega, Chair of the Clean Air Asia Partnership and member of the Board of Trustees of Clean Air Asia, and Mr. Mukesh Sharma, Professor of the Indian Institute of Technology of Kanpur, to please come on stage for the next part of the program. I'd like to turn over the proceedings to Ms. Mary Jane Ortega, Chair of the Clean Air Partnership, Clean Air Asia Partnership.
Thank you very much, Glinda. It is my honor to be the chair of the Kong Ha Committee, Awards Committee. And as you have already seen and met, one of the members of the committee, it is W.C. Mock, who is with the Environmental Protection Department of Hong Kong. We also had Wing Tat Hung of Hong Kong Polytechnic University. Is Wing Tat around? He was here yesterday. Michael Walsh an international expert who is here. Could you please stand up to be acknowledged, Michael? Yes, he's here. And Anumita Roy Chowdhury from the Center for Science and Environment of India. We had several emails, and we would like to thank Sophie Punte for coming up with a matrix of all our inputs. We had teleconferences, and we finally came up with a winner. However, before we do that, I would like to ask Corny Wisenga, who has known Kong Ha, the person in whose honor we're giving this award, to please tell us more about him. We only know from the brochure that he died at a very young age of 52. So may we ask Corny to please come forward and share something of his inputs about Kong Ha.
I'm very sorry, but Corny is right now managing a press conference. We have a lot of press here, so he has asked me, because I knew Kong Ha very well during his term as chair, so he has asked me to go through these slides. So Kong Ha was a pioneer. In 2000, he actually, together with Hong Kong Polytechnic University, started the Better Air Quality Conference here in Hong Kong. He is also the expert. He was always called to give presentations all over the world and in Asia on many, many important vehicle emissions and air quality issues. He was also the networker, and you see him here smiling and giving out his business cards, and we all know him as this very pleasant and sociable person. He was also the chairman for China. He helped us build our linkages with Ministry of Environmental Protection, and he is seen here with Wang Xin from FECO of MEP, and Corny, our former executive director. But he was also a friend, and he will always continue to be in our thoughts forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Glinda. And now that we know more about the person we are honoring today, I would like to introduce the person who will introduce the honoree, the one who will receive the recognition. And may we ask WC Mock to please tell us more about the awardee.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm privileged to be given an opportunity to introduce Professor Sharma. Professor Sharma is an outstanding scientist. He's also an outstanding researcher. His research covers a wide range of areas: emission inventory, apportionment, air quality measurement, and a lot of things. And he also done research on aerosol formation, how it affects air quality. And his research has paved way or give the support to politicians or administrators to form information-based and science-based decisions, which is very important to help us to find the right way to help improve our air quality. And actually, I've just told Professor Sharma that he has set an excellent role model for all of us who's striving to make our airs clean. So, Professor Sharma, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, WC, for introducing the person we will recognize today. And may I ask Mr. Michael Walsh to please come and join us in the awarding of this plaque of recognition, the Kong Ha Award for Excellence in Air Quality Management, awarded to Mukesh Sharma, Professor and Coordinator, Center for Environmental Science and Engineering, Department of Civil Engineering of the Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur, India, given today here in Hong Kong.
May I now call on our Kongha Award winner, Mukesh Sharma, Professor of Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur, to give his acceptance speech.